Bitcoin is under attack. Companies like Tesla, Wikipedia, and many others stopped accepting Bitcoin for their products and donations, stating it as dirty currency. Although Elon Musk admits that cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels, with a promising future, it cannot come at a great cost to the environment. But the challenge Bitcoin is facing the most is in the European Union. Nearly half of the EU Parliament does not like Bitcoin. Especially the left-wing faction of the EU is strongly against the proof of work and the power consumption of the Bitcoin network. Going forward, it is likely that the Bitcoin could be banned in EU, and it might just be a stupid idea. Although there are different opinions on Bitcoin in the EU Parliament, the general impression from the European Central Bank about Bitcoin is largely negative. They issue warnings about cryptocurrencies on a regular basis, stating its exorbitant carbon footprint as grounds for concern. In a recent report, ECB also questioned whether Bitcoin can be a viable payment system, pointing to the conceptual design and technological shortcomings of the cryptocurrency. Bitcoin transaction is slow, cumbersome, and expensive. And that is why the world's largest cryptocurrency has never been successful to a significant extent. They argued that Bitcoin is neither an effective payment system nor an investment. So it should not be treated in regulatory terms and should not be legitimized. According to ECB, it is unlikely that the EU will not take action against carbon emissions by the proof of work-based assets like Bitcoin, while they are banning petrol cars for their emission. ECB says proof of work-based assets are like the fossil fuel cars, while the proof of stake-based assets are like the electric vehicles. Following the goal of reducing carbon emissions, it is likely that the EU will phase out the proof of work assets, especially when an alternative, less energy-intensive technology, like proof of stake, exists. In 2025, the EU will introduce a rating system for cryptocurrencies, according to their environmental impacts, similar to ratings we see on TVs or refrigerators. Although this rating system can be a positive for Ethereum, but it will be bad for Bitcoin. The ECB also implies that the higher price of Bitcoin is environmentally worse, because a higher price provides more incentives to mine more, thus more emission to the environment. It is important to note that ECB has been attacking Bitcoin for a long time. On a report ECB published over 10 years ago, they attacked Bitcoin and talking about its road to irrelevance. But in that same report, they also mentioned that in the extreme case, the virtual currency could have a substitution effect on central bank money if they become widely accepted. In their own words, the increase in the use of virtual money might lead to a decrease in the use of real money. Bitcoin expresses its value through features that are totally independent of a government's power, and therefore, the ECB's. This puts into perspective why the central banks are so vocal against the use of Bitcoin. It is unlikely that Bitcoin investors will scare off from buying Bitcoin because of EU sentiment. The Bitcoin community already believes that the Bitcoin network is not an obstacle, but a solution for the green energy. The energy for proof of work can come entirely from renewable, green sources. It is still some time until 2025. With worst-case scenario, it is possible that some sort of ban may be imposed on Bitcoin by the European Union. But it is unlikely that it will hold forever. Bitcoin does not ask for government permission, and cannot be contained with traditional regulations. Bitcoin is a phenomenon, and it will function regardless of whatever control any government or entity wants to impose on it.